Hello and welcome to my garage. Ural motorcycle owners will readily recognize the power box with the 4 inline fuses that goes in the sidecar. One of the things that I wanted to change on this power box was the Euro style power outlet. Of course, this fits a lot of accessories that are on European bikes, but if you don't have those accessories with that Euro style plug, you're not going to be able to use this unless you buy it. What I wanted to do was to replace it with something a little bit more useful, at least for me, and that is this outlet with 2 USBs, as well as a LED. It's not lit up right now, with the voltmeter, which is something I really like to have, to be able to tell the condition of the battery and how much voltage you've got available for start and for any other accessories. One of the problems, of course, is that the old style is always hot. So regardless of whether you have the ignition switch on or off, this outlet is always hot. Now, some people have bought something like this to install on the power box in addition to the Euro outlet. But the problem is it's always hot also, and if you have the voltmeter in there, the voltmeter is always on, so you get a parasitic drain to the battery. So looking on Amazon, I found this particular updated version with the 2 USBs, but it also has a power switch so that you can actually cut it off. So that way, if you wanted to install one of these, you can install it without adding a relay or extra box, adding stuff on. I like to kind of keep things simple. And for me, this is about as simple as it comes without installing a relay. So this, of course, compared to this, you can see the difference. This is basically 5/8 inch. And this is roughly 1 inch, a little bit like 1.12 inches. So you have to alter, if you want to use this, you have to enlarge it quite a bit, from 5/8 up to a little bit over 1 inch. The way I did this was bought a couple of items. I mean, you could, if you have a step-up drill bit, a really good one, you could possibly tackle this and make it a little larger. But as you can see, you don't have much to deal with on this rim, so it can easily twist out once you get very far into it. But it is very, very hard steel. This is not soft steel by any stretch. So what I did, I bought this 1/4 inch shaft conical grinding stone. It's 1 1/4 inch by 1 1/4 inch. So 1 1/4 inch long by 1 1/4 inch wide. Since you need a hole that's fairly large, I elected to use this to grind out the inside diameter of the hole. And then to finish it out, use this is about a 1/2 inch grinding barrel, or sand barrel. It's like probably 60 grit. So if you decide to do this and grind it out, what I used was of course, die grinder hooked to my air compressor, and I just have a small air compressor, a little roll around. But it worked quite well. You can use this on a drill bit, but you have to go both inside as well as outside, because this will make a step. When you go in, you're going to have a ridge on the inside that you're going to have to come back on the other side to finish out. So to get into this side next to the case, you're not going to be able to get a drill in there unless you've got an angle drill. So the best thing to do would be to use a die grinder. And when you grind out a hole like this, you don't plunge it in. You got to go in at an angle and roll it around the edge to grind out the whole area. If you try to shove it in and drill it out with a stone, it's going to skip on you really bad. So always go in at an angle and roll it, wallow it around, and grind out as much as you can. And then with the barrel, you go in and you finish it out nice and clean. So that was probably the biggest headache. The other small headache is, you'll notice that the plug that fits this is a T-shaped plug. So it's these two wires here, and they were joined together, plastic. So what I did was just take a razor knife, like one here, and just cut it on the angle and just cut it off. This, the positive end here had somewhat of a hollowed out area, so I just filled it in with a hot glue gun and a little friction tape on the outside. It held together with the hot glue, and it, probably would do fine with just hot glue, but I went ahead and threw some friction tape around it. So basically, you've got a flip cover. This particular unit is an aluminum case, so it's not cheap plastic, and it's got the weather tight seal on it. So just after you get the hole ground out and finished, what I did was take this and try testing it several times as I was grinding until I got a nice round hole. And of course, this lock nut just screws on there. And you can tighten it up. So when you're looking at it, what you want is to have this thing where it's turned that way, and you've got your button and everything's centered. There we go. And I'll tighten that up and get it installed. The posts, as they're listed, but you have your ground and you have your positive. Of course, wires are easy, positive, and brown wire is your ground. So those be plugged in. I'm going to go ahead and wire it or get it set back up in the sidecar, and I'll get back with you and show you basically the voltmeter. Also, the unit comes with its own, red and black hookup wires. If you don't want to use this particular simple existing setup that you got, you do have the wires here that you can, install it yourself. Nice weatherproofed spade connectors with the round leads on the back. Okay, be right back. Okay, so here it is in the box installed back in the sidecar of my Patrol. And of course, mine's a 2010 Patrol, so I'm not sure when they probably changed the box, you know, going forward with maybe changing it to something a little bit more useful than the Euro plug. But anyway, you can see it, here it is with the weather cover closed, and you can see the voltage, which is showing 12.1. Probably need to charge put my battery on the tender and see what happens if it you know, goes up on the voltage or not. But all you have to do is flip the cover and turn the button, and it's off. So no drain to the battery. So that's it. Hope you found this interesting. Have any questions, just leave them down in the comments, and I'll get back to you. All right, that's it for now. Thanks.